Here, we're going to first go to, let's get our friend Bruce on the line. Good morning, Bruce. How you doing?
Good morning,
good morning, guys. Hi, Janice. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Great. Good to hear your voice. Hope to see you today over at Jimmy's. I was starting over around 10:30 today over at 714 South Washington. It just is. This is just dumbfounding. I mean, I keep hearing these proponents of this thing that they finally got their way, saying that we are on the wrong side of history for wanting to preserve the American traditions that especially marriage, especially being the key one, traditional marriage. We're on the wrong side of history. What history exactly is that? Do you know of any society in the past that has survived by having such a thing encoded into their law?
Nope.
I can't either. This is one more example of just another brick that's being taken out of our foundation of freedom and individual liberty. Now
you know what, Bruce? Bruce, more than anything, I see that in the midst of all this right here, we've seen that on the other side of the world that ISIS had one of the bloodiest weeks since and I think to me that they have been emboldened. That America, when last night, did you see that they put a light on the White House and made the White House a rainbow?
Oh my God, that was
Do
vile.
you know that this is a recruitment tool that ISIS is using to that let their people know that this is America is going to bring this kind of stuff into their country, into their nations. They're going to force it on their children. And so the people, and so we can see that ISIS, this is they emboldened, right? I mean, I'm almost at a loss for words because I don't want to use anything that's just too far out there. But Mayor, help me. Do you see that this is a recruitment tool for the for the modern day Nazi group? That this is a recruitment tool, that now that they see that we are the great Satan.
Well, anything's possible when we have a Muslim in the White House.
Yeah.
I mean, God greatly blessed this nation because we stood for the rights of the individual, that all men are created equal. We advanced as a society where, yes, slavery was a part of the world history, but America turned that around. America gave a place where the abolitionists could have a voice to be able to speak to the issue of freedom for all men. And now America is codifying sin. And God's going to continue to bless us.
Some of these justices don't have much time left on the face of this green earth, and I would love to be there when Ruth Bader Ginsburg, for instance, has to answer to God for undermining and ultimately destroying a tradition and a institution that He ordained. What is going to be her answer, guys?
That's interesting.
I would love to hear it.
Yeah, it's interesting, Bruce, that you say that, because the truth of the matter is when the rubber hits the road, each one of us are going to have to face God. So what is it that we are going to do right now in the face of such lawlessness, such sinfulness, such a travesty to justice and morality? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And
well said.
How easy is it going to be for us to become martyrs?
Yeah.
Not easy at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you,
and I really shudder for the churches and for businesses like that one in Indiana. This guy had to shell out $5,000 to these two people that he respectfully declined their request to reserve his building for their wedding, and now he's out of business.
Yep.
How many more small individual businessmen are going to be hurt for simply standing on their closely held religious beliefs?
Well, you remember Bonhoeffer, what he said. They came for each and every one of these different groups. And when they came for him, no one was there to help him, right?
Yeah.
So this is where we have to make this decision.
All right.
Each and every last one of us. While we can
this
still
is the
make
kind of
that-
history
Right.
that we're going to be on the side of.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
That's
It's
right.
horrible.
All right.
All right.
We
Well,
gotta
thanks a
keep
lot,
it
guys.
moving.
We'll see
Thank
you later out at Jimmy's. Hope you can make it through all this rain.
Thank
I
you.
hope God stops crying soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Love you all.
All right. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Okay,
All right.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good morning. And we have our friend online from the great state of Louisiana, Nadra Enzi, from Project 21, and he's going to join the round table this morning. Good morning, Nadra.
Greetings, fellow hostages.
Good morning.
Greetings, my friend. Greetings. Well, here we want to bring you into the round table, my friend. One, we're going to talk about. We're going to get a little bit into what you're feeling on, and we want to get it from a Southern guy. What you're feeling on the Confederate flag. But then, before we get into that, we want to just give me your feeling on this decision of 5 people in Black Rose making a decision to change the course of history of a marriage.
It's very interesting to watch a society commit suicide before your very eyes.
Yep. Well
That's my
put.
opinion.
Yep. Well stated.
Yep. Okay. Well, you're right. Now, being a Southern guy, right now we see that there's a decision to remove to eradicate to take your Gone with the Wind CD and throw it in the garbage, and to take everything. If you got a Confederate license plate on the front of your, when I was a kid, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wore a Confederate hat. I was a Southern guy. My dad was a guy from Mansfield, Louisiana, but we're in a different era now, and so we need to look at this different now. And so give us your feeling as a Southern guy on how do you look at this, and do you believe that it's time to remove the Confederate flag?
I think that the time was overdue.
Okay.
And I know that we have friends in the conservative family
Mm-hmm.
would say, well, this has nothing to do with hate. It's heritage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, well, I understand, but at just about every racial crime scene and the personal effects of racial criminals, what do we find? This particular flag. And in the wake of 9 people being murdered in the church.
Yes.
It reminds us of the work of abolition and Reconstruction still continue. And the fact that Southern Republican governments and Southern Republican legislatures could take these actions in Alabama. They didn't just remove the flag, they removed the poles too. And that is on a par with Moses parting the Red Sea. Nobody would have ever anticipated that the great state of Alabama, let alone the great state of South Carolina, would even entertain such actions. We understand, as you said in your previous segment,
Yeah.
we understand the Constitution. We understand what Condoleezza Rice called the birth defect in the American psyche regarding race. And it's doubly tragic that in 2015, someone who's 21 years old, the best he could come up with was that he wanted to go to a black church, sit with the people for an hour, murder them, and then in the resulting investigation, this is what we turn up. And you've got some of our conservative brothers and sisters of a lighter hue, and some black conservatives contorting themselves instead of saying, no, not everybody who is a flag aficionado is a racial terrorist, but to deny the racial terrorism denies not only American history, but also the history of the Republican Party and its role. I mean, look, we lost 700,000 people last time around with this stuff. Then, in the wake of desegregation, federal troops once again had to go back to the South. Let's put certain things to rest. Let's put certain things into museums, and let's put certain things into context.
Okay.
I was on a previous radio show,
Yes.
and a very impassioned caller asked, he said, well, what about the black Confederate soldiers? And I told him, after the South, and I was nice because I did not make the comparison to the SS. When the Confederacy ran out of enough white men, they went to black slaves and said, look, you want freedom? Come fight for us. With Hitler and his outfit, when the Waffen SS lost enough Aryans to the Allies, suddenly the people they call so-called subhumans, people from Eastern Europe, even Turks, were allowed to fight.
Yeah. Well, here, hold on to that for a minute. Yeah, it is a lot. I want to bring the round table in this discussion with you. Phil, what's your feeling on? We just heard it from a Southern guy. Now, what's your feeling on the Confederate flag? Is it time?
Probably, but I wouldn't. I would have rather that incident like this wasn't the impetus to make it happen. But the thing is that, of course, after something like this happens, what you get is people saying, "Well, we have a right to do this, we have a right to do that." But the horrific incident that happened
and it was
makes
horrific.
Makes it such a thing. And then when the evidence turns up that this guy was doing that, this guy had no allies. He was by himself. And if you notice, the ISIS people, whenever there's an incident, it's always a lone wolf.
Yeah.
You see, they're propagandizing this, and this is where I'm angry with.
Well, my friend, you know what? We're going to have to hold you over, hold you to the other side of the show because we're going to have to continue this, and then we're going to conclude. So hold on just a minute. We're going to continue this, and so if you want to join the conversation, give us a call 734-822-1600.